Well, guys, the year 1996. I was 19 years old. I was only 1 year removed from actually graduating from high school, and Tupac died in 1996. That was a long time ago, guys. That was 27 years ago. And I remember there was all these theories that Tupac was actually going to return because one of his last albums was actually Machiavelli. And some of the lyrics, if I remember correctly, was about returning after 7 years. I could be wrong. It's been so long since I actually listened to that album. But Tupac has not come back. Tupac is deceased. Tupac died in 1996. I believe like a week after he was shot in Las Vegas, he died. He was actually in Las Vegas attending a Mike Tyson fight. That just tells you how long ago that was. A very, very long time ago. And we know that Biggie died somewhere around that time too. You know, it was the whole East Coast, West Coast kind of thing. Kind of scary back in those days. Guys, I never thought that we would actually end up getting someone indicted for the murder of Tupac Shakur. However, it happened today. And this guy had been on the radar, I believe, for like a while. Because this guy actually admitted back in 2019 in a book that he was actually in the vehicle that shot Tupac. Yeah. So here we go, guys. Witness to 1996 drive-by shooting of Tupac Shakur indicted on murder charge in rapper's death. Now, I believe this guy was also a member of the Crips, if I'm not mistaken. It says here, one of the last living witnesses to the fatal drive-by shooting of rapper Tupac Shakur in Las Vegas was charged with murder Friday in the 1996 killing, a long-awaited breakthrough in a case that has frustrated investigators and fascinated the public. The Nevada grand jury indicted Dwayne Keefe D. Davis on one count of murder with a deadly weapon. Clark County Chief Deputy DA Mark DiGiacomo announced in court Friday. Davis has long been known to investigators and has himself admitted in interviews and in his 2019 tell-all memoir, Compton Street Legend, that he was in the Cadillac from which the gunfire erupted during the September 1996 drive-by shooting. He put this in a book. Now, I don't know if he was necessarily the trigger man, but he knows who actually pulled the trigger because he was in the vehicle. I mean, why would he actually come out and admit that in a book? I don't get that. DiGiacomo described Davis as the on-ground, on-site commander who ordered the death of Shakur, who was killed at 25. So they're saying this man was the Don. He ordered the hit. But why though? That's what I'm curious about. The charges were revealed hours after Davis, this guy's 60 years old, was arrested this morning while on a walk near his home in the Las Vegas suburb of Henderson, according to DiGiacomo. In mid-July, Las Vegas police raided Davis's home. They were looking for items concerning the murder of Tupac Shakur. According to the search warrant, they collected multiple computers and cell phone and hard drive, a Vibe magazine that featured Shakur, several .40 caliber bullets, 2 tubs containing photographs, and a copy of Davis's memoir. Now, I don't know exactly how all this would actually work, but you're talking about 27 years. If I was actually involved in that, I highly doubt I would be keeping all of that evidence. That's just me. But I'm not a criminal. So, quote, "It has often been said that justice delayed is justice denied," DA Steve Wolfson said after the hearing in a brief comment to the AP. In this case, justice has been delayed, but justice won't be denied. A grand jury has been hearing evidence in the case for several months. I didn't even know this. I did not know that. On Friday, Clark County District Judge Jerry Weiss denied Davis bail. Well, I highly doubt that he would actually be getting bail, considering, he just got charged with murder here. It wasn't immediately clear if Davis has an attorney who can comment on his behalf. Davis hasn't responded to multiple phone and text messages from the AP seeking comment since the house raid. Messages left Friday for his wife, Paula Clemens, also weren't returned. On September 7, 1996, Shakur was in a BMW driven by Death Row Records founder Marion Suge Knight in a convoy of about 10 cars. They were waiting at a red light near the Las Vegas Strip when a white Cadillac pulled up next to them and gunfire erupted. Shakur was shot multiple times and died a week later. I believe he actually had been shot twice in the chest, if I'm not mistaken. The rapper's death came as his fourth solo album, All Eyes on Me, remained on the charts with some 5 million copies sold. Nominated 6 times for a Grammy Award, Shakur is still largely considered one of the most influential and versatile rappers of all time. In his memoir, Davis said he was in the front passenger seat of the Cadillac and had slipped the gun used in the killing into the back seat. Really? From where he said the shots were fired. So this man put the gun in the back seat from where it was actually fired. Davis implicated his nephew, Orlando Baby Lane Anderson, saying he was one of 2 people in the back seat. Anderson, a known rival of Shakur, had been involved in a casino brawl with the rapper shortly before the shooting. Anderson denied any involvement in Shakur's death. He died 2 years later. Okay, so Orlando Anderson can't even defend himself on that since he's already deceased. After the casino brawl, Mr. Davis formulated a plan to exact revenge upon Mr. Knight and Mr. Shakur in his nephew's defense. D. Giacomo said. In his memoir, Davis revealed that he first broke his silence in 2010 during a closed-door meeting with federal and local authorities. At the time, he was 46 and facing life in prison on drug charges. He agreed to speak with them about Tupac's killing, as well as the fatal shooting 6 months later of Tupac's rival, Biggie Smalls, also known as the Notorious B.I.G. Man, I didn't even know that he had information on that too. I mean, I'm kind of stunned. But they seem to have a lot of information, for a lot of years here. And now they actually probably got their man. They say that he ordered the hit. But he's saying he didn't pull the trigger and he implemented his cousin. I believe they said his cousin, who's already dead. So I don't know, man. Long time coming on this one, man. So we will actually have to see how this all works out. Of course, Tupac, man, was huge back in the 1990s. He was in movies. Also, he was a stage actor too as well. He was all into Shakespeare. He had a lot of talent. I believe Tupac actually went to a fine arts school. I mean, he was super, super talented, but died way too young at the age of 25. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And we'll catch you next time.